If you've been looking for a way to add some spice to your Rags to Riches gameplay, I have found the perfect mod for you. But before we get into the mod today, I want to say happy time zone. Welcome to my gameplay diary. So I have a goal for the year 2025 to reach 10K subscribers, and I would like to welcome you to walk with me. I feel really confident that we could do this, fingers crossed. The mod that we're going to be talking about today is a mini mod from the Dainty Simmer, and it is the Homeless Shelter mod. Now what this mod does is it takes a generic lot and it transforms it to be something interactive where your Sims can navigate if they're experiencing homelessness. So it will spawn NPCs as well as give your Sims different opportunities to get some simoleon or even develop a resume through job opportunities. And you can even have your Sims throughout your other households donate excess food to the homeless shelter. So I'm really excited to dive into this mod. Before we play test this mod together, make sure that you have any other requirements. To my knowledge, this mod only requires lot 51, the core library, and Lumpino, I feel like I'm always saying that wrong, but it will be linked. So it requires all of the custom moodlets. What this mod introduces is the lot trait for the homeless shelter. And in order to get that activated, you want to make sure that you have your shelter selected. I am using the Homeless Shelter in Office by Ember Frost Writes. They did a great job with this build, so if you want to check it out, definitely add it to your gallery. In order to make sure that this lot is going to fully function, you want to make sure that there is a kitchen, a bathroom, and some beds to make sure that it's a functional shelter. So there are also going to be some different NPCs that we talked about earlier. So you'll have your social workers, your volunteers, and other homeless Sims, and they're automatically going to spawn throughout the lot. So for the social workers, they can help with finances, and they can also help your Sims with housing, and they can also help your Sims get jobs as well. Now for the volunteers will spawn and they'll help out with cooking, cleaning, making sure the place is good to go. And they also have the homeless Sims that are going to spawn in as well. And they're going to be, fellow people at the shelter that your Sim will be able to interact with. You'll see them just, making sure that their needs are met, maybe watching some TV. There's also job training that comes along with this mod, and it says to improve their chances of qualifying for the housing program, your Sim can participate in job training at the shelter. So there's definitely some objective here through the gameplay with this mod, which is kind of exciting because, like I said, I'm definitely looking for fresh new gameplay with the Sims to get me to dive back in. So that is something that I'm looking forward to. You'll also experience outreach. So people will reach out to your Sim to help them, and you'll get calls from social workers. And if your Sim has less than 10K simoleons, they will get these calls. And another cool feature with this mod is that if there is any food that your Sims have, they can click on it and they can donate it to the shelter, and you don't even have to have the shelter in your game in order for this to be working. So you could just click, you're serving food and donate that. This mod is compatible with the home region mod, but if you're using something outside of that one, you might have some conflicts. So I am ready to get my Sim. I have a Sim. I'm going to be filming a Rags to Riches series, but I wanted to just take her for a bit and do a playtest with this mod. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'm kind of excited. Can we get a moment of appreciation for how good my game looks right now? I switched to purple skies and I definitely like the way this looks better. But anyway, we have my Sim Callie here, and she is at the shelter, and let's have her. Oh, I just tried to use WSAD to get her to walk. That's embarrassing. So let's have her go to the shelter. I can already see the Sims here spawning. I think I just spotted a social worker. Yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and introduce ourselves to the social worker. Let's do a friendly introduction. I love that the social worker is wearing a suit. This must be a volunteer, homeless shelter volunteer. Okay, perfect. I see she has one of the new age social workers. The brows are orange. Love that for her. It looks like everybody in the shelter is like congregating near the TV. I think I can click on one of the volunteers and ask them to cook a meal. So let's see, can we get let's get some eggs and toast, make a party size. All right, so the volunteer is gonna go ahead and make that. And I wonder if there's any other like interactions for other Sims that are in the shelter. Now, why is Miss Cho at the shelter? She's a proper celebrity. I'm gonna need her to get a better team. I think all of the social workers and volunteers left. Okay. It's been a couple of hours and I have not seen any more social workers or volunteers. I do see a couple of people coming in here with their apron and thing, but I don't see the NPC title on there. So I'm gonna have her leave the lot and come back. Oh, is she peeing her pants? Oh. Okay, so we're back at the shelter. Let's see if that changed the spawning of the NPCs. See if anybody comes in here. Okay, I do see a volunteer. So I'm gonna ask them to cook a meal because she is hungry. And now I'm just waiting to see if any social workers show up. There she is right here. Okay, so I do see that the social worker is back. I don't know what happened, but maybe, you know, if you are using this mod, you might want to like have them be at the shelter for a little bit and then come and go back because it did respawn these NPCs. The social worker needs a makeover. Oh my gosh, she needs a makeover so bad. But now I see here that, you know, Callie knows her, so it's giving me the option to go ahead and have some social worker interactions that I didn't see before. So I can go ahead and ask her for some help with the finances, and let's see what that does for Callie. Oh, in front of everybody? Okay. So she's like, hey, you know, I need to get some things for my dog while I'm staying here. And it says that we're giving away vouchers to Sims in need. You can only use it once, but don't worry, we don't limit how many we give away. Okay. And then I'm also going to go ahead and do social worker help with a job. And let's see what that does. Okay, I guess the social worker is off the clock because all of these social work interactions kind of went away. I do see here though that we did finish the dialogue for the help with her career, and she works with SimWork Now, a temp job agency. So I guess we just gotta wait and give it some time to see what will be next. Look at Gatsby sleeping. I do see the option to send the food to the homeless shelter. So let's go ahead and try that. I mean, we're at the homeless shelter, but you know what I mean. Let's just see what that interaction looks like. I think it just completely takes the plate of food away. Okay, it vanishes. Got it. I like that feature though, because if you have a bunch of Sims on the lot like we have now, and some of them are cooking, you can have it to where, you know, all of the excess food will not go to waste because it will be sent to the shelter. So far, I do like this mod. I do notice though that there is an issue with the spawning of the volunteers as well as the social workers, but if you leave the lot and come back, they do respawn. So I feel like, is that a problem? Yes, but is it going to prevent me from using this mod? No, because I do think that there are other good things that are going along with it. So what I'm going to do now is have her leave the lot to hang away from the shelter for a little bit to see if there's going to be anyone that reaches out to her with help for a job or financial resources. So it looks like she's ready to leave anyway. So let's have her grab Gatsby and get out of here. Okay, so I did not notice that it gave her a voucher to her inventory here. So let's go ahead and cash out her voucher. And they gave her $438. That's not bad at all. Okay, this girl is trying to bag Callie, but Callie is not attracted to her. So let's go ahead and go back to the shelter to see if we can get on the computer and figure out how we can apply for housing as well as use the temporary job help. Okay, so we're back at the shelter. Let me go ahead and get her on the computer. Nappa, I see you, Papa. My dog does not care that I'm trying to film a video. Let's go ahead and ask the social worker for help with housing while we have her. While her office hours are open, let's go ahead and speak with the social worker. Skylar's like, hey, I'm just trying to see if I can get some housing assistance here. Let's see. Okay, what I'm noticing is that every time there's an interaction with one of the NPCs, like the social worker or the volunteers, as soon as we finish the interaction, they lose their title as NPC. I don't know why that is. I do have everything installed properly. The shelter is also kind of quiet today. Maybe everyone is like out and about. Okay, I do see some people up here. I see some other homeless Sims. So yeah, it doesn't happen with any of the homeless Sims, but the social workers, as soon as you interact with them, they do lose their status. Okay, so there looks to be a change of circumstances here. I discovered that everybody in the shelter was having accidents because the toilets were not functional. And now that the toilets are functional, guess who all spawned in? A bunch of new social workers. So I think this might have changed the issues that I was having. You know, sometimes you are the problem. Sometimes you are the problem, and that's okay. But this social worker did not get her title back, but that's fine. At least we have some fresh ones. So I'm gonna test them out and see. Oh, I'm gonna test them out to see if they still work. So let me go ahead and introduce Callie to the new social workers. So I'm gonna take Callie up here to the computer. I did make some changes for the shelter that made it a bit more practical. Just added a couple of more toilet stalls, and we got a new social worker here. I added this to be like a living room, but anyway, I am going to have her come to the computer here. So if you go to the computer and you go to household and you go to the household section, you'll see where they can apply for the housing program, and then they also have the job training, which is a part of the mod here. So let me get her job training done as well. Oh, I clicked too many times. I think we had enough time to play test this mod to see how it works. It looks like Callie is happy that she got her housing voucher. She's over there talking in her sleep. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section. But yeah, I will be keeping this in my mods folder. If you would like to support me as a simmer, you can do so by using my code, _MyGameplayDiary, when you pick up anything from the EA app or the Sims website. I do receive a commission when you do make a purchase, and that just helps me as a creator continue to create some videos for you all. So my code is _MyGameplayDiary. You can also support me by becoming a channel member. Channel members get early access to videos. You also can help vote on different things that you would like to see on this channel. If you would like to join, you can do so by hitting the join button down below. You would see it in place of the subscription button, and I will also have a link to it if you are on mobile so that you can click and join. Other than that, I do want to say thank you so much for your time. I'm kind of excited to dive back in The Sims. I can't make any promises on if it's going to be a prolonged series or if it's just going to be a here and now, just for funsies gameplay series, but I'm excited to try Rags to Riches while I try to revive my old save file that got corrupted. I have a backup of it somewhere. I don't know where it is at, so I just have to look on my computer and my 2 external hard drives to see where it is located. Other than that, be sure to be kind to yourself, stay hydrated, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!